There's this one question that's been keeping me up at night. You know, the one where you're lying in bed and all of a sudden your brain just goes, wait, what if? And tonight's big what if is this. What existed before the Big Bang? I mean, when we think about how vast and ancient the universe is, it's hard to imagine anything beyond it. But scientists say that everything we see around us, stars, galaxies, planets, even time and space itself, all began around 13.8 billion years ago with the Big Bang. So what came before that? Well, it turns out that modern physics doesn't really have an answer for that, but there are some theories. One idea is called the quantum bounce, and it's based on the theory of loop quantum cosmology. Now, this theory says that the universe isn't made up of just one dimension of space and time, but actually 4 dimensions. 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time. But here's where things get weird. It says that at the beginning, those 3 dimensions were all squished together into one tiny space. And then at the Big Bang, they expanded. So if this theory is right, then before the Big Bang, the universe was in a collapsed state, bouncing back and forth between expansion and contraction. And our Big Bang was just one of many, like a ripple in an endless cosmic pond. Another idea comes from string theory, which says that our universe is actually one of many branes floating in higher dimensions. And when I say floating, I don't mean just floating. They could be vibrating or colliding. And those collisions could trigger the Big Bang. So according to this theory, before our Big Bang, there could have been another brane, another universe existing in higher dimensions. But maybe you're not so convinced. Maybe you're thinking, okay, higher dimensions, branes, that sounds pretty far out. Well, what about this one? It's proposed by Stephen Hawking and James Hartle. And it says that time didn't exist before the Big Bang. Basically, the universe began as a smooth, timeless state, and then over time, time emerged as we know it. So those are some of the theories, but they don't really answer the question of what came before. I mean, if everything began with the Big Bang, then what came before that? Well, maybe nothing. Maybe before the Big Bang, there was no before. Maybe time began with the Big Bang and only exists in relation to it. But that doesn't really satisfy me. I mean, I get that the universe can't be uncaused. There has to be a starting point. But does there have to be a cause? What if the cause is something beyond our understanding? Something that we can't even comprehend? Maybe the laws of quantum gravity existed in a timeless realm, a mathematical space from which space-time emerged. Or maybe our universe is part of a multiverse where Big Bangs are like bubbles forming in an ever-expanding quantum field. You know, maybe the answer lies in the realm of the unknown, in the mysteries that lie beyond our current understanding of the universe. But until then, I'll keep looking up at the stars and wondering. Because that's the thing about the universe. It's that as we learn more, the deeper the mysteries become. And I want to know what you think. Do you believe that time began with the Big Bang? Or does the idea of a timeless universe make more sense to you? Leave a comment below. Also, this is your host. This has been Universe Big Bang. And if you want to continue exploring the wonders of the cosmos, we've got plenty more to unpack. So subscribe for more updates and let the universe expand your mind.